Welcome to a dose of deeper contemplation. We have cultivated this self-healing practice as we navigate the many aspects of modern life with the desire to be a better human. As a psychic medium, these conversations are channeled, so let's take a walk together and talk it out. We were in conversation with Source on this walk, seeking some advice, and there was a notice of fatigue. We felt tired today, and that frustrated us as we are also feeling that there is so much to do, so much we need to do, and was curious if there was a more effective way to have rest so that there can be more energy present through the day. And what we mean by that is more of the consciousness of energy presence, being present. Because we have noticed that in all of the doings throughout the day, those doings can easily take us from presence. Even just navigating, as in just driving about the day, we need to be conscious of where the next turn is. And if you're in traffic, oh my gosh, rarely can we just be present and at peace in traffic. Rarely can you be in traffic and be in trust that even though we are supposed to be at our destination in 20 minutes, we are not going to make it. And it is nothing of our own doing. We're just sitting in traffic. So just having space and taking that space for ourselves, even if it's only 20 minutes. And the vision that was offered, which is very interesting, was that instead of spending energy worrying about how to follow the flow of the energetic doings, of the inspired actions, the things that we are called to do to keep moving towards the vision, moving towards our evolutionary desires, moving towards our passion, moving towards our dreams. We continue to answer that call. It was presented to us to try bringing in more stillness, intermittent stillness throughout the day, and to experiment, if you will, if that shifted our energy and our motivation levels, because we can experience motivational ups and downs, can be super highly energetic, flowing with the motivations, yes, we're here, let's crushing it, and then dip down into these very struggling with motivation and recognizing that there's suddenly waves of self-doubt. And what was been shown is if there's a support needed in our energetic ups and downs that we're experiencing, to try, instead of worrying about getting, 8 hours, 9 hours of sleep because you're just so tired, actually try going to bed when you need to go to bed, resting when you need to rest. And if you have to get up at a certain time because the child that we look after needs to be at school, and we rise earlier perhaps than we naturally would, but we need to, so we do. But instead then, throughout that day, take 20 minutes every hour to breathe and be still and meditate. And it doesn't matter where we are. We can be in the car, pulling over and sitting in the car. It can just be taking a moment and putting the phone away for 20 minutes. It can just be this shift. It could even be lay down and close your eyes for 20 minutes. And it was interesting to be what would we be like as a human if we took several 20-minute naps a day? Very interesting, especially for us night owls. The night owls who oftentimes we have more energy at night. We can receive energy through the moon and the stars and all of the night space. So interesting to have several friends who are artists and creatives and experience these shifts and changes in our sleeping patterns based on creativity and levels of energy. And I think a lot of artists can relate. Like, when you need to create, you just need to create. You just got to get up and do it. But sometimes we've stopped ourselves from getting up and writing, getting up and creating something because the inspiration is there. So it's like, no, you have to stay in bed. You need 8 hours sleep. The little one has to go to school in the morning. You have to drive and be responsible so many times. So it's going to be very interesting to take this suggestion, this download, give it a shot. I think we feel that collectively there's kind of just a depletion. I think everyone's tired of something in life. It's a pretty strong collective vibe. What would it be like if we just kept having a nap in a blankie, moving into a space of stillness? We feel that there may be times that when we're feeling struggle, if someone would have just offered us a nap in a blankie, I probably would have said, yes, thank you for that suggestion. I'm so grateful that someone cared about me enough to say that. Tantrums are still a thing. It's not just a young people thing, that's for sure. And as a parent, we oftentimes recognize that when our little one was struggling emotionally, like in a tantrum-esque type behavior, that he was just like over it. There was just something that he was just over it. Whether it was too much stimulation, overwhelm, people feeling sleepy, and that oftentimes if we could just give him his blankie and take him into a room and lay him down in bed and tuck him in, just let him know he's okay. Just have a little nap, just rest. What happens when we rest, when we sleep, is that our consciousness is able to expand outside of the body. We enter into a dream state. It's fascinating to watch the brain waves of a human who's sleeping. We enter into a consciousness. If you think about it, where is sleep? Where is sleep? When we say we go to sleep, okay, and what is sleep? We shut down. Okay, and where do we go? Where does your mind go? Most have experienced 2 types of states. One, dream state, as in dreaming, visualizing, being in other realms, being in spirit worlds, being in a mix sometimes of this human matrix world, right? And the dream world. Those dreams, you're like, well, I was walking down my street in my neighborhood, but I saw a unicorn. And everyone's like, whoa, what a cool dream. You're like, I know. It's like, okay, but you experienced that. You witnessed it. You were conscious of it. We can even feel our dreams sometimes. We wake up with the emotion that we were feeling in that dream. And then there's another experience where we just don't even know. There is no dream. You just wake up and you're like, oh, we're awake. Go to sleep. Again, go to sleep. Where do you go? Where is sleep? This is such a fun question. Where is sleep? And we can be grateful for both experiences. And those dreamless nights is a blessing to reset. Reset as humans is part of the mechanism of understanding who we are, is that we spend a certain part of our existence here when our bodies feel that they need rest. And sometimes that's often synchronized with the sun or the moon in different ways for everyone, though the narrative of the construct has been that everyone needs to sleep the same. But sleep is where we reconnect. Meditation is where we can reconnect to unity consciousness, to energy realms, universe, source. These are our words to describe that understanding And everyone has different words they use for that. God is a very popular one. Our ask is that goddess also comes into the equation, but we'll get there. We're talking about it again, and that's good. At least it's part of the conversation. And as the goddess, we are here to tread this earth and to amplify and be a vibration for harmony, for awakening, for all sorts of reasons, so that our presence in this lifeline is here to be loving and helpful and supportive and healing to all sorts of folks. There's a deep desire for that to be our experience. It feels like a calling, a mission, and that we are so willing to engage in the visions that have been downloaded and how to start to embody that presence. There's many steps, amazing steps to the manifestations, which brings us back around to energy, which brings us back to naps. Would humanity change if we all took 3 20-minute naps a day? Just took 3 20 minutes, closed your eyes, wrapped up in a blankie, and tap back in to source. Basically, we'd be giving ourselves a dose of the universal energy 3 times a day. Now, I would say if I'm willing to take vitamins that many times a day, take cigarette breaks several times a day, wine breaks, sugar breaks, caffeine breaks, why don't we try nap breaks? Try some nap breaks. The challenge with this exercise can be a belief that there is no time. We have to not take the time to do that because time is only dedicated to work. And that is a very strong narrative, completely backed up by the systems of survival that we are constantly controlled by. And it is what it is. The encouragement is that believe in yourself enough. There's something inside of you that wants to love yourself more. We had to start listening to that voice more and have so much trust that it would be okay to stop working and take 20 minutes for myself to meditate, close my eyes and be still. It's definitely a belief system to work with along this exercise. But our encouragement is love yourself so much. Begin that healing path of self-love. And it can start with a nap and a blankie. Thank you so much for joining us in this contemplation. This is Deep Dose, and we are Eden.